Greetings, family. Peace and power unto all. It's been a while. My frequency was attacked, and I had to recover and rejuvenate for a while. Now, while I touch on this for a quick second, when this happens, and with melanin being a bioactive uh, element, that means it's a conscious element in itself. This is where some people will tell you when your DEA upgrades, you go through these real cyclical processes where you actually feel sick and stuff like that, right? Because whether these be frequency attacks or a DEA upgrading itself, which it really is a bit of the two. Um, when your melanin encounters a frequency attack, right? Metaphysically, it readapts. It upgrades itself to be able to encounter an attack like this in the future, and it upgrades itself to repair itself, right? Being a bioactive element, like I said, is your melanin is like, oh shit, what's this? All right, we gotta level up because we gotta fight this. Then it's like, now we gotta level up some more because we gotta be prepared in case something like this happens in the future. So, when we go through these frequency attacks and things of that nature, we got to realize that it's also a form of an upgrade. I can't get too literal with some of the explaining, but if you know, you know. So I'm gonna go into another aspect of all of this, right? So they talk about respiratory illnesses and things like that has become more prevalent, right now around this plane. Now, as the solar maximum approaches and this energy continues to rise, they're going to continue to upgrade their lower frequency force fields and the technology that they use to try to uphold this low frequency force field. So when they do that, like I said, our melanin is a bioactive element. When they do these things, we upgrade as an adverse reaction simultaneously. So that means every time they try to upgrade their systems, right, to uphold these lower frequencies, we upgrade as well to bring in higher frequencies and to combat these higher magnitudes of lower frequencies, right? So let me do not disturb. So you got to be mindful. And they're not telling us about a lot of stuff they doing no more. You know what I'm saying? They really not speaking on a lot of stuff. Just normal weather. I'm gonna get into that in a minute too. Just normal weather around the world. They won't talk about anything. When I say they, I'm talking about the government. I'm talking about the world governments all around the world. We know they all one and they all stem from one place. I'm not gonna mention too much into that literally as far as words, because like I said, I don't want this thing to get shadow not shadow banned, but just banned in general. And that all stems from one country that's in war right now. Like I mentioned in another video, that war over there, man, it's not what anybody think. It's malevolent extraterrestrials fighting amongst each other, as well as benevolent forces that are starting to enter this realm that's fighting them with lower technologies because they can't use the higher technologies because of this low frequency force field right now. But mind you, once they do this shit, that shit is over. That's why they fight so hard to keep these lower frequencies intact, because they know, without these lower frequencies, number one, their tech don't work anyway on higher frequencies. It don't work. It can't work. So they need to keep their tech working and their weapons working. And number two, they aren't equipped, even if they could, with the technology that these benevolent forces are able to use under these higher frequencies. Like this tech that they using, even the advanced tech we don't know about, it works under lower frequencies, so it's weak. It's weak. That means once the frequency rise, the gun won't fire, missiles won't launch, their computers won't work. Like an EMP, it's gonna shut down. A lot of that's gonna happen. And as far as people like that's worried about that, while I speak about this for a second, I'm gonna get back to what I was saying about the melanin and the frequencies. But as far as people being worried about this damn EMP, man, look, like I keep saying, everything amongst us is consciousness is conscious enough to grow in its own right. Meaning, when these higher frequencies come down, the trees start growing higher, faster, bigger. We activate, we get bigger. A lot of us can shapeshift. That's why it's different. There's different size hallways and passages and pyramids that they can't. They gotta use cameras to go into. We shapeshift to go down there. But anyway, that's another video. A lot of the herbs, it grows on its own. Like we really don't eat. Once these higher frequencies come, we really don't eat. Like right now, and if because it's a lot of high energy hitting the plane. I haven't ate physical food in 5 days. I drink 10 to 16 ounces of juice. I juice like some kale or apple and a cucumber or something like that. I haven't really had no tamarind juice or nothing like that lately. I will soon. But we don't really eat, man. We don't need to eat. A lot of this stuff, it's like decoration. It's funny, but we've been eating that. We've been eating decoration. We had to though. We had to cope with the lower frequencies and to sustain. But these higher frequencies feed us. You know what I'm saying? We don't really eat. We don't need to. That's not what we do. That's what the inorganic beings do. Just like this alkaline vegan diet. A lot of y'all need to get with it. This fasting, a lot of y'all need to get with it if you're not with it yet. I know most of y'all watching this, y'all are. But if you know people that's not, or people that's smoking weed and drinking alcohol and doing all that silly stuff, then they gotta stop. A lot of I see a lot of conscious people in the gym. They might not get as deep as I get to talk to me, but guys approach me about muscle ups and just little stuff like that, and they be reeking of weed and cannabis. But they be reeking of like weed and cannabis. And I don't say much because they know, you know what I'm saying, when they start talking to me. And like you can feel the energy when somebody smoke. You know what I'm saying? You can feel that energy coming off of them. So, they know what they should and they shouldn't be doing. But like I keep talking about these ops. It's a lot of these ops that's posed as spiritual teachers, they agents. And it was first thing they do, they light up. Because they want to make other people feel comfortable. They eat some bullshit because they want you to feel comfortable doing that. And a lot of people, they need alibis. They need an alibi in some way, shape, or form. They need an alibi. So they use these agents, not knowing the agents as alibis. Like, oh shit, such and such be smoking during their calisthenics videos. Such and such was rolling up in the beginning of his last drop or whatever, and blah blah blah. So don't do that stuff, and don't be fooled to do that stuff. As far as becoming being able to operate under your highest frequency and evolving, these types of things can hinder you. You know what I'm saying? And they're harmful to your melanin and your frequency as well. But we don't need to eat. And things like that also induce you to eat or want to eat. Like when you get high, you want to eat. After you've been drinking, you want to eat and stuff like that. So, as far as these higher frequencies, yeah, the vegetation and the fruit, that shit gonna grow humongous and super speed once this low frequency force field is gone. It's a lot of stuff that's gonna happen in our favor once this EMP happen and this lower frequency force field is gone. That's why that's another reason they fighting it so bad, because once it happened, a lot of people gonna be upset. And a lot of people, they not going to want to go back. You know, like even now they talk about, I'm going to do some more videos on my TikTok, but even now they talking about in this year, NASA is preparing themselves on a mission to go touch the sun during the solar maximum. They real desperate, you know, to be real with y'all. It's a large hole on the sun. It's a lot of holes that's gonna start opening up, so this photon light could just start coming on through. Besides these powerful CMEs, we had an M flare yesterday. We had a powerful X flare a day or two before that, and then in the beginning of December, the big hole opened up, and you had all these earthquakes and stuff and seismic activity all over the plane. Like I said, they don't want to talk about it. Like they won't even talk about earthquakes, man. That was just something they used to normally talk about. Now they won't. They won't even talk about earthquakes in your local news, even ones that's happening over here in Texas and California and Hawaii. So you know that just goes to show you, these governments, they're really afraid. That's why they building bunkers and they running and all this stuff. They are very, very afraid, very afraid. Cause you know they knew what was coming. They figured it would be something they could do about it to stop it, despite everything they was told. You know, like everything that they've been given by malevolent ETs to look into the future. And then you know a lot of the malevolent ETs lied to them, and they starting to realize that you know they made deals and they was lied to and all kind of stuff. So you know, I just wanted to make a quick drop up here and touch bases because it has just been a while since I've been up here. But I'm gonna make a video more so about these earthquakes and the recent anomalies that's occurring on the sun and solar activity to our benefit, us super melanated beings, 9 ether and up, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 ether. It's levels to this. It's levels to this. That's why you have ascended masters, though. You know, because you, like I said, you gain 3 series through these cycles of ascension, and you come back. You have different jobs, whether it be a spirit guide or you incarnate physically and help people. You know, you take on different tasks. So, you know, like I said, just be mindful of the frequencies and what's happening, and never ever worry, panic, or fear, because there's always adverse reactions as far as you leveling up and the sun re-amplifying itself in light of the geoengineering. Y'all stay up. One love.